wanting to play a few missions from the Colonial Marines campaign, the Frontier War campaign,
Uh-huh.
because Thermo and I started it with a group, and we're just obviously never going to be able to complete it. We played through about half of it,
Okay.
and so I have a master plan to pick up that campaign where we left off with you guys. So we still have like 3 missions left to play in that, right? So that's plenty of great fun alien content, and then I'll be able to do some cool stuff. But I just it's kind of a closure thing for me and uh, Marty VP more than anything, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
okay.
But again, especially for that, uh, we'll want a fifth player. So whoever we pick up when we do Destroyer of Worlds will be able to commit, long
Right.
term.
Yeah. Yeah, we may be able to scare somebody up for that.
Well, hey, you guys have all the you guys have contacts that I don't have. I've been really out of the local role playing scene for decades, so I really don't have anybody. It's just, well, I've got you guys, which is
Yeah,
great. I love you guys.
Uh-huh.
So
But we're
you
far
got
away.
us, baby.
all right, let's see here. I Thanks for the wait there. I just needed to. I meant to rip an image out of the Game Master's Guide earlier this morning, and like I said, I got involved writing, so I wasn't paying attention to the time. All right. Um, how's everybody doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Anyway, setting up for
Whoever's talking, I
is that
can't
you,
really hear
Kyle?
you.
That's me, yeah.
Oh, there
Yeah,
we go.
Oh, I can hear you now, yeah.
you were unreadable for all that.
Weird. Well, I had nothing super important to say.
Well, okay, fair enough. Um, all right. Well, quick recap where we left off. You guys made it to the village of Cana. Realized you were being watched. Of course, the people that were watching you also realized you were watching them. You guys tried to set a trap for one of the guys, and it didn't pay off. So, Slim acquired a jeep, and you guys drove to Dendera. You waited till the sun started going down. You went inside the temple, and then you drank the red ale, and you all woke up in the desert on a paved road, a granite paved road that led to the mountains. You passed through a mountain pass and ended up before back in the desert again with a huge granite or probably limestone wall that's 40, 50 feet in the air and just stretches to the north and south as far as the eye can see. Um, Khan explained all this that you guys were in the Dreamlands, and having passed through the mountains, you have arrived in what he believes is the Duat, the Egyptian afterlife. Um, During your travels, time seemed to have no meaning. It seemed like you walked for miles, but at the same time, everything just shifted and moved on you. But there's a large open gate or doorway, and right in front of it is that you guys still have that image on your screen, right?
I do, yes.
Yeah. So there's four, for lack of a better word, mummies, all holding uh, these golden staves with some sort of armor, or perhaps ceremonial armor, and then there's this snake that is ginormous, probably 15, 18 feet tall, sheathed in gold. And as you approached, it opened its mouth, and you heard a voice speak, and it spoke to Walter Pilecki. And we're going to change up the verbiage from what the book wants you to say because it caused a little bit of confusion with the archaic nature of it. And the voice asked uh, Walter Pilecki, "What are you doing in the Duat?"
Oh wow. All right.
Oh, that's right.
Right, because originally the book says, "What do you do here?" or "What do you here?" I'm sorry, yeah,
What do
that
you do?
archaic
Yeah,
form
right.
of
Yeah,
asking what someone's up to. What do you here? And everyone was like, "I don't know. What do I hear?"
crickets.
What language did Walter hear it in?
Yeah.
uh, Walter heard it in Polish. Henry heard it in German. Slim heard it in English, and Khan heard it in what's Khan's native language? Farsi?
Oh, from
I think
India?
he speaks Hindi, but or
Oh,
I mean
Hindi.
he's
I'm sorry.
from the Punjabi region, but I don't. Let me look at his character sheet. I forgot what I wrote down.
Now, of course, you all don't know you heard it in different languages, but you did all hear it in your
Right.
original native tongue.
He's, I guess that would be Punjabi.
So we're how far away would you say from this gate, from the snake?
30 feet?
Okay. So Slim is like looking around, and he says, "I don't know what was in that ale, but that snake, he's speaking American."
I put a hand on Slim's shoulder and just quietly say to him, "No, Slim, you're hearing what he wants you to hear." And I turn to the snake and I kind of eyeball him. Uh, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna I'm gonna whip out my talent again, the bizarre insight, to generate a threat.
Oh,
And
why, thank you
I,
so much.
you're welcome. And I would like to know, how do I phrase this? Should be how would it work with my increasingly weird brain? I would like to know the motivation, or if I can feel the motivation of his questioning. I think that's probably a fair question for this kind of talent, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you that. It is clearly a test of some sort.
Great. A test.
Yeah.
A test. Well, uh,
What was our?
remember.
Go ahead.
Well, we were entreated to save the sun, drink the red ale at the temple to save the sun, and Ra must pass 12 gates or challenges to return from the underworld. Now, not sure. I I still haven't figured out if that's a good thing. But
Right.
and I also have in my notes a great serpent dread apophis. I can't read. I can't read that.
A great servant.
Great serpent.
Yeah.
Is that what's in front of us now?
Yeah. Giant snake.
Well, it is a giant
He's pretty
snake.
great. East giant snake. So, if this is a test, we don't have many clues on how to pass the test.
Except to tell him why we're actually here.
Do we tell him that we're here to save the sun?
I honestly I don't. Well, let me. Yeah. I mean,
Can I suggest occultism academia to put this snake in context?
Sure.
Oh, great idea. Yes, please. You want me to roll that?
Well, whomever.
Yeah.
If you're talking to him, that might be good.
Yeah, I got a pretty high because I've got reason 10,
Yep.
2 in academia, and
So,
occultism.
reason academia with an occultism focus would be fine.
It's
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
nice.
Oh man,
easy
look at you
peasy.
go. Look at
Um,
the big brain on Walter.
that's right. And just so you guys know, that puts you up to 6 momentum,
Excellent.
which is the maximum. So use it or lose it moving forward. The If you are in fact in the Duat, which the snake said you are, and you know Khan is of the opinion you are as well. The What you remember from your knowledge on Egyptology, so specifically occult Egyptology, the first gate is the gate of truth.
Okay.
Hint, 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 hint.
Yes, so we have to tell the truth. So yes, so this save the sun, is that Ra?
Yeah, Ross, the sun god.
And the verbiage we have in our notes or where we've heard it before was specifically save the sun, not save Ra.
Well, it
Correct.
says, yeah, correct. It was save the sun, and then the note was that Ra must pass 12 gates or challenges to return from the underworld. So that's just, I think that was information. The,
Yeah,
the,
right.
the request was, please save the sun.
Okay. So what we're doing here, the truth is we are seeking to save the sun. That sounds like a consensus, right?
Yeah,
First, okay, so I'm just to be literal here. First gate is truth. So, uh, do I know like what this creature's name is from the lore that I would know from the Egyptology?
Um, Not specifically, no. No, you don't remember any mention of that.
Oh, giant snake that talks. Huh?
just, just, just
Nice.
let him know and let the chips fall where they may.
I guess so. Yeah. Uh, so yeah, I will take a take a moment to collect myself, and I will say, "O exalted one, we are here seeking the truth in order so that we may save the sun."
The snake stares at you for several seconds, and it doesn't seem to move at all. Um, then
Okay.
finally, its mouth opens, its tongue flicks the air, as if tasting it, and then you hear the voice again. Walter Pilecki, you may pass. And it actually slithers off to the side, uh, revealing the stone hallway that moves into the whatever this complex is.
Well,
Uh,
what about the rest of us? Can we go?
Well, who's got the? I believe Walter had the highest will, which is why we started with him.
Okay.
Who's everybody else's will scores, or what is everybody else's will scores?
Khan has a 9.
9. Okay.
All right. 7 for me.
Baker, what's your will?
Baker,
Sorry.
Baker has a 9.
Oh, so all right. So con even, Baker odd, even. Um. So Walter, do you walk forward through the gate?
I do. I'm
Okay.
still holding Luca's Luca's harness, so I'm going to attempt to just casually walk past the snake with Luca and
Oh,
kind
you
of.
don't have Luca.
Oh, I don't have
Luca
Luca.
didn't
That's
make
right.
it.
Luca didn't drink the beer.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So yes, I will just carefully walk past the snake, not giving him extra room or anything. A
A-
little hesitantly, and walk past and stop just short of going through whatever doorway or entrance there is.
As you pass by and you reach the entrance, the snake moves back over, and then the same voice comes out. Uh, Kanamir Singh, why are you here in the Duat?
I will say the same thing Walter said. I have come to save the sun. YT. What, what is this guy's name?
Oh, you don't know.
Oh, we
Yeah,
don't
We
know.
don't know.
yeah. It
Mighty One.
and again, it considers your answer and moves out of the way and says, "Kanamir Singh, you may pass."
Khan will look over his shoulder at the other two. Say nothing, but mean to say good luck. And he will walk
What
past the
is
snake.
your quest? Sorry. Um,
Yellow? No, blue.
that's right. What do you mean, African or European swallow? What? I don't know that.
I don't know that.
Sorry, we're all terrible.
Always time for money pie.
That's right.
All right.
Uh, and as you join Walter, of course, the snake moves back over and it presents the same question to Baker. What are you
I'm
doing
here
in this
to
book?
save the sun.
All right. And process repeats till we get to Slim.
Slim stands there
I knew it.
and he like looks at the three that pass through the gate and he smirks at the question. And for a moment, something smart passes, you know, through his head. But he drops a smile and he says, "Well, Mr. Snake, I suppose I'm here to save the sun."
The snake's head drops just a few inches, and it seems to consider Slim's answer a little bit longer than everybody else's. And then it slithers to the side and says, "Oh gosh, what is I forget what Slim's real name is?
Valentine.
Valentine Hughes. That's right.
Yeah.
He says, Valentine Hughes, you too may pass."
No need to be so formal. And he shuffles through.
Yeah, all right.
And as he like gets through the stone gate, he scratches his head and he looks at Singh and he says, "Well, I'm beginning to think this is not just the ale."
Indeed.
If there are 12 challenges, maybe that was challenge number one.
12 more of these guys, eh?
11.
Or oh yeah, 11. Well, this ain't so hard.
Where'd you go to school, Slim?
School.
um, as so you guys pass and you go through a short corridor that's maybe 20 feet long, and the corridor ends and you find yourself again in open air looking at the sky. uh, there's a about 10 yards in front of you is another one of these walls. There are four more mummies. um, we just lose Jim. There he is. There are four more mummies, two flanking to either side of the gate, and there is another snake, exactly like the first one. But in front of the snake is a table, not very large, just a few feet, a square, rectangular, a few feet by a few feet, and on the opposite side of the table, meaning on your side of the table, there's a single chair.
Um, okay, so I don't know who's leading this. And what is the? Is this like the stone walls on the sides? Is that what it's like, or is it
Well,
open desert?
as you pass through the gate, it was like
Yeah.
passing through, a stone corridor. And
Okay.
then when you came out the other side, you were back in open desert, more or less, but with another one of these giant walls with another gate in front of you.
Oh, wild. So I don't know who's leading, but um, Slim's got this Kopesh like on his shoulder, and he says, "All right, well, you eggheads knew about the last gate. What's this one about?"
That's a good question.
Well, you're at max momentum, so if you just wanted to
Yeah,
spend a
yeah,
point of momentum, you can do that.
yeah. That's what we're gonna do.
Uh, this gate, um, this gate is, you believe, known as the Gate of Passing. Uh, in order to proceed, you have to defeat the Guardian in a game.
Mm.
And
Uh,
as you approach, you see that the table is a Senate board, or Senate. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Which is, it's a game that was played in ancient Egypt, though the rules of it perhaps are lost to time. Um, but the board is got a inlaid with an ivory grid, 3 rows deep and 10 columns wide.
Well, hell,
And
I love chess.
and the as you guys look at it, a handful of playing pieces appear on the board. The snake's mouth opens and it says, "To pass, you must defeat me. Who will play?"
all
So
right.
this is likely to be a reason or will, probably. Which
Probably
one do you
read.
think it'll be? Probably a Walter Pilecki kind of thing, I think. This is my
Probably
Well,
my
let's
reason and
Fun.
will.
This guy probably can't even move the pieces. He doesn't even have hands.
Well, who? Okay, so would it be academia or?
Well, here's what's interesting. You know that, just based on the type of person you are and your general knowledge of occultism and history, you know that the rules of Senate have been long lost to history. Nobody knows how to play it. Um,
Right.
Yet, who has the highest? Who does have the highest reason?
I got I my reason's 10.
Okay.
got me
Uh,
beat.
yeah, uh, my reason is a 7.
My reason's 8.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
And yet, Walter, even with your knowledge that nobody knows how to play this game, uh, you're suddenly quite sure you understand the rules.
All right. Um, then I will speak up and say, Sire, I accept your challenge, and I go and sit down at the table.
All right.
Go get him, partner.
Hey, by the way, as an aside, apparently you can buy a Senate board game off Amazon.
Just
All
missing
right,
the
back
rules,
to the
right?
game.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So this is going to be, mechanically speaking, this is going to be a roll
Mm-hmm.
of reason plus resilience with a discipline focus if you have it. Um, it is a competitive roll, and the your opponent unfortunately rolled for shit and only has one success. So your difficulty is 1 to tie, 2 to beat.
Uh-huh.
So use a momentum to get an extra die since we have 5 momentum.
Yeah, actually, I'd
Don't
like
we
to
have
use.
5?
Yeah, you do
Do
have
we?
5.
If we use 3 momentum, we get 2 extra die.
That's correct.
Just extra die to roll, not like automatic wins.
Correct.
Correct.
Fortune is the one that does the automatic win, right?
You got it.
Got it. Okay. So we'll do reason, correct, right? Resilience, and if I have discipline, which I don't, but I do have reason 10 and resilience 2.
Okay.
So that's not too
Nice.
bad.
So are you buying 2 extra dice then?
Uh, how many we have? 5.
5. That'll bring you to 2.
You can always do. Isn't there something? I should know the rules better than this.
We've got
How do you
12
get
gates
through?
altogether.
You could do something after the roll too, right? Or do you have to
Uh,
declare before for momentum? Fortune, I think after,
yeah,
before.
you can use fortune after the fact.
Okay, okay, but momentum I got to use now. So yes, I'll do 3 dice,
Okay.
and it's relevant skill, resilience.
Yep.
I don't have a focus, so come on, no whammies.
All right.
Huh?
Two
Okay,
successes. Um, so technically you don't earn the bonus momentum because you needed two successes to win. So,
okay.
but that's okay. The so as Walter moves pieces across the board, and the snake's pieces move without it apparently being able, even having to touch them. Uh, and the rest of you watch this game,
Well,
the rules of which escape you.
While that's going on, Henry turns to Slim and say, "Do you have any idea what they're doing?"
Well, no, this must be some kind of European thing.
All right,
That that
continue.
I have to tell you, that was almost a coffee spit take all over my monitor. Um,
Continue,
I
Hachi.
should really know better than to speak when or to drink when Kyle's starting to say something is slim. Um,
Yeah, that's funny.
uh, the it seems to go on for an interminable amount of time, and yet as it continues, it's quite obvious that Walter is winning. As though the rules escape you, his pieces do seem to be taking the board. And then finally, the snake's head lowers, its mouth opens, and it says, "You may pass." And then the
No.
table actually vanishes, as does the chair that Walter's sitting in. But he doesn't fall; he's just standing there now. And the
Okay.
snake moves off to the side.
Excellent. It sounds like all of us.
So Slim like walks up to Walter and slaps him on the back, and he says, "Nice work, partner. With you on our side,
Thank you.
these gates are going by quick."
Thank you. I hope not to disappoint. And
Well
I
done.
look over
Well
to
done.
I look over to the snake, and I thank him for the challenge.
That
The
was well done, Walter.
all right.
So
Why weren't you playing poker against Arizona Joe?
I do not know. Apparently, I look for wagers larger than currency, and I start walking forward.
That's funny. Um,
Okay.
all right. The
Walter only gambles with his life.
That's right. Next station, Deer
Apparently, the
Hunter.
lives of others.
That's right. As you pass through the gate and through the stone corridor, again it's rinse and repeat. You come to another gate, but this one has no um, has no apparent guardians. There's no snake. There's no mummies. It's just an empty gate that leads into a corridor.
Well, it looks like we caught him on a coffee break. Maybe we should run on through.
Just a moment, Slim. Appearances are
Need
deceiving. Khan will do a use his skill. What is it called again? Let me tell you. Always or constantly watching.
Okay, and
I'm
quick
attempting a
refresher.
skill test to detect danger or hidden enemies, which reduces. When I do that, I reduce the difficulty by one to a minimum of 0.
Okay, so in other
And if
words,
we have more time, I can scrutinize.
um, you can which scrutinize does what again?
Scrutinize when I pay close attention whenever possible. I notice little details. If I double the time to make an observation test outside of combat, the first bonus d20 I buy is free.
Okay, so you can do a couple different things with this if you like. Because the difficulty becomes zero, you can just automatically succeed without a roll, or you can make a roll if you want to gain momentum. Remember, you can't fail at the roll because the difficulty is zero. Even if you get no successes, you succeed, though you have the opportunity of complications. And I would let you use scrutinize. So if you want to have three dice, you can do that. That's totally up to you.
Great. Cool. Okay, so inside observation, 3 dice. And what did we say the difficulty
It's
is?
zero.
Okay.
Um, all right, perfect. So
So our momentum's back to 6.
momentum is back to six. Um, there are no hidden enemies of any kind.
I will let the others know. But
Okay.
I do not trust this situation.
Nor do I, my friend, nor do I. So I have a talent called Detailed Analysis, where you have a keen attention to detail, carefully studying everything you observe. Once per scene, you may spend 2 momentum to immediately ask 3 questions to the GM about the scene.
Okay.
I'll spend those 2 momentum.
Okay.
And describe what I see up to this point without any reveals yet. It's is it a closed off room or is there
No, no,
a
no.
building?
It's you're again back in open desert on the granite road, and there is a 50-foot tall limestone wall in front of you that stretches to infinity to the left and the right, and there is a 20-foot tall open doorway set in it.
Oh, well, man, I don't know if I want to burn those questions out here.
Well,
Uh,
may I
uh,
just ask,
yeah,
what exactly is the penalty? Should we, make a mistake at one of these gates?
we don't know. I would imagine the penalty is death.
Well, they're going to have to get past big old John Jones before they get to you. And he twirls the sword
Uh,
around and drops it in the sand.
Perfect.
yeah, I would imagine you're not proficient with that. Uh, Hachi, remind me, Henry's carrying, was it a
A
bow and
bow.
a quiver of arrows?
Yeah.
Which he's never had any, never shot one before in his entire life. He prefers other weapons, as you guys know. And Henry looks at the guys and he starts walking towards the gate.
All right. Well, Baker's got the right idea.
I,
I think,
I look at Slim and his dropped weapon. I go, Slim, you have your my resolve has become steel with your demonstration of proficiency. And start walking towards the opening as well.
picks up his sword and follows.
All
Henry, well,
right.
yeah, Henry just looks at you guys. Basically says, "We have 12 challenges. I assume every gate's a challenge. If it's not apparent, then let's find out what it is and deal with it."
All right, Baker. If you would please, since you went first, make a will resilience roll
Oh, that's not going to be good.
uh, with um, immunity as a focus if you have it.
No.
Difficulty is one, and you guys have six momentum.
All right. Well, I'll use the momentum for an extra die.
Okay.
Will resilience. This is one I never use because my numbers stink. No focus.
Oh, you made it with a complication. I'm just going to bank that. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Um, Henry Baker walks through the gate and starts into the corridor. I believe Walter said he went next. So Walter, if you would make the same will resilience roll with immunity as a focus, if you have it,
Got it.
and you guys may as well cue that up as well. In fact, you guys can go ahead and just all make it. I wanted Walter to do it first for effect.
So you said one dice, right?
No, no, two dice, one
No, two
difficulty.
dice.
So it's will resilience.
Yeah, with immunity focus if you have it, and you guys have five momentum.
And what was the last part you said? So will, resilience, and
Immunity for a focus.
immunity, but no difficulty one, right?
Correct. Anybody buying extra dice?
That will resilience. No, no, I'm good.
Okay.
All right, looks like I made it.
Oh, yeah,
All
you
right.
did with momentum.
Slim looks at Sing. You want I should go first?
Good luck, Valentine.
All right. He
We're,
rolls his
we're back to
shoulders
6 momentum, right?
Yes.
and he saunters in through the gate.
Oh shit. Okay.
Holy mackerel.
He looks back at Sing and he says, "Yeah, there ain't nothing here."
All right.
Sing, you want to buy an extra die just in case, and that puts you at five. And if you get extra successes, you'll be back at six.
Well, I have 3 for resilience, so I think I'm going to
Oh, okay.
chance it and save the dice for,
Okay.
the stuff that's really, I don't know. All right, Khan will say, let's hope you're right, Slim. And he'll walk into the invisible wall of spikes or whatever. I can't see. Oh, my
Oh, oh man.
Ouch.
Now, Con, you have the option to use a fortune point to re-roll any number of d20s on a failed roll.
Yes, do it.
Do that. Indeed. I shall use one.
And I'm going to ask the question again. You want to buy any extra dice?
Yeah, why not?
All right,
Save
that
it
puts
for
you at
my
five
luck.
momentum, so you're at three dice.
Okay. All right, 3 dice. Let's see.
All right, and you gain the momentum back, so it just cost you a fortune point. All good.
Ouch.
You all passed through the gate. You're really not sure what that was all about, or if it was anything at all. Khan felt something for a moment, as if something was trying to prevent him, and he pushed past it. You guys pass through the corridor, and you come upon yet another gate. Uh, as you approach, you hear a grating of stone on stone, and an enormous stone slab just falls from nowhere that you see and covers up the gate through the wall. The thing must
Well,
weigh
ain't that
tons.
just peachy?
Behind us, right?
No, no, no. The gate in front of you that you were approaching
Oh,
on the next gate.
okay.
Well, fortunately, we got Popeye here, and he hits Baker on the arm. He says, "I saw you move that crate."
I think it was not so much my brawn as some undetected help from the victim, so-called victim.
Oh, and he actually, at the mention of her, he gets like, he kind of sobers up a little bit.
Hmm.
All right, well, I can maybe I'll push this rock. I don't know. How big is this slab?
It covers up the entirety of the gate, so it's about 15 feet wide and over 20 tall, a couple feet
Which
thick.
means, which means that sucker weighs probably 8 tons.
Yeah.
So like Slim walks up to it, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know, boys. I think this may be a team effort."
Well, we have 6 momentum, gentlemen. Well, maybe one of you smart brains can figure out what we do. Walter's going to walk up to the slab and take a
Walters?
close look. I mean, not Walter. Sorry, Henry. I was thinking about Walter using his big brain again. Sorry. So Henry's. I'm striding up to the slab. I'm not touching it yet, but does it seem like it's one big piece of granite?
It's one big piece of stone, yeah.
Hmm. Well,
Are there
we need to.
tracks around?
I'm sorry, they're what?
Are there like tracks? Does it show that? Do we know how this thing moves?
No, no, it literally dropped from the sky and just appeared and covered up the
Okay.
gate.
Magic.
Um,
I mean, it seems unlikely that this would be a test of strength. Perhaps it's a test of belief.
So in my in the basic remote viewing spell that I have, I've been using it for like the advanced stuff, like looking in the past and everything else. But just as the spell is written, it says that I could study an object that I'm aware of within close range. The psychic can accurately study the object, even parts of it which are hidden from view or obscured, or perceive the contents of a locked safe. Um, yeah. So I don't know if spells are allowed in Dreamlands or not. Um, Maybe
Eh,
we could try that to see if this thing's mechanically controlled or spiritually controlled. Any thoughts?
um, I don't know. I think Slim is too. Uh,
Any chance this blocks an illusion?
Well, he tried to touch it, right?
Nobody's touched it.
Oh, I thought he tried to move it. No, okay.
No, in my mind's eye, when Slim said that, he kind of walked up to it and probably had his hands on his hips, standing a
Oh,
couple feet
yeah,
away
yeah,
from it,
probably true.
going, and then he says, "Well, I think this is a team effort." that's
Yeah.
that's funny.
well, I think then Walter's going to walk up to it and place a hand on it.
It certainly feels like rock.
All right, then Walter's going to go ahead and try the basic remote viewing that gives me information about um, the object that I cannot normally see from the outside, if possible.
So as you start to tip your head and do your Professor X thing,
Mhm.
you suddenly realize you don't have access to the power.
Okay.
That is just peachy.
Yeah. So I take my hand off, shake my head, and go, "My apologies, gentlemen. My skills seem to have escaped me in this remote area. We have to do this using our logic in our bodies."
Well, we can't win them all. I know you're as bright as a new penny, but sometimes you just have to rely on good old fashioned strength. And he like gets behind one end of the block and like heaves into it with his shoulder.
All right. Make a brawn athletics roll with lifting as a focus if you have it.
Oh shit! All
What's the difficulty?
80,000.
right.
It's actually only one.
Oh,
Um, Slim, like you get behind this thing and or to one end of it, and you kind of heave into it with your shoulder, and you're amazed at your own strength because after a
Oh,
moment, this thing just starts to slide out of the way.
He grunts and then he like steps back and wipes the sand from his hands, and he like puffs out his chest a little bit, and he says, Now, see, I told you I loosened that crate for you. He smiles. He says, "That's why they call me Big John Jones." And
uh,
picks up his sword.
All right. All right. Through the gate, gentlemen.
through the gate.
All
I
right.
Right.
suppose I'm
Um,
gonna write down that Slim embarrassed Henry by moving it.
as you guys traverse the gate through the corridor, you come to the end of the corridor and you see the next gate up ahead of you. And again, there's no guardians. It's just the wall and the open gate. As you come to the end of the corridor, before you step into the open air between the gates, um, a huge stone or small boulder, perhaps 18 inches in diameter, slams to the ground at your feet. And as you look, you see more of them. They're literally falling out of the sky between you and the gate,
Oh, what
like like dozens of them.
like rain, like hail.
Yeah, yeah,
And are we under the cover of the hall anymore, or is
correct. You're
this the
still
end of the?
just inside.
Well, uh,
What's
Can
the
we skip?
interval that they're falling? Is this like one every 10 seconds?
No,
Or
there's dozens of them. And after they settle on the ground for a few seconds, they kind of disappear. But there's dozens of them falling haphazardly in a semi-continuous. There's certainly no pattern or anything along those lines. It's
uh,
it's no different than hail or rain, except they're foot and a half wide boulders.
Uh, can we see the next gate?
Yeah, about 10 yards across.
30 feet, huh?
Slim turns to the group and he says, "Well, Ma always used to say, run between the drops."
it's great.
I heard golfers say aim for the tree. They're mostly air. Uh,
Think you boys can make it?
well, Henry's willing to give it a try. Uh, all right, we've got 6 momentum.
You do have 6 momentum, and this is agility athletics with a running focus.
All right, let's see.
I'm gonna be in trouble here, boys. My total is 7.
Oh, wow. Well, Henry has a 12. That just means you're going to have to use some momentum. We should reserve 3 momentum for you to use 2 extra dice, so you get 4 dice total.
Well, listen, I can look out for him. If you two can just make it across, I can work with him.
Yeah,
He's done the same for me.
I'm wondering if there's a way to go in pairs, and can you use can you roll like a supporting die?
Yeah, no, this is not a.
This
This
is a
is
singular thing.
yeah, a solo roll for each of you. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I've only got 9, so we're gonna have to use these momentum wisely.
All right, Henry's gonna. Let me see if I have any talents that are gonna help me. I don't think I do. Let's see. Um.
This is what agility.
Oh, all right. So,
Yeah,
well,
agility
here's your question.
athletics. Go ahead. Hello.
Now,
You lose him?
I got.
Oh.
Now I'm just looking to see if I've got anything that helped me in my talents, and I don't. So, my agility plus athletics is 12, which isn't the best chance of success, but you do get 2 dice.
Could be worse. You
So,
could be con with 7.
I'm not a strong
so
swimmer. You guys remember that Saturday Night Live skit with
Which
Martin
one's that?
Short back in the day? I'm not the one where they're They're trying to start the men's synchronized swimming Olympics team, and it's
Really?
two brothers, and Martin Short is has obviously there's something up with him. I don't know what, but he looks at the camera at one point and he says, "I'm not a strong swimmer." It's just funny in the context of a guy trying to join an Olympics water sport.
All right, so let's see if I'm trying to I'm trying to figure out. We do have the chance of generating more momentum, so we have six. At least one of you guys is going to use three momentum for two dice. Does somebody else need to get two dice more?
Let me. I'll
With
pipe
just
up
one?
here, and I need to ask if I can use this this talent I have. I think it applies to this situation. My perfect timing, where it
Yes.
says,
Oh, perfect.
yeah. So this bumps me up quite a bit because it allows me to get a first D20 for free.
Yeah, so you get
Um,
three dice at no cost.
Oh,
yeah,
I've got perfect timing.
you got that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it uses a stealth roll. So I think it's agility, stealth, and then you get an extra die. So that probably helps numbers a lot.
Oh, I'm not sure. Hold on. Um, so you say agility, stealth?
Yeah, perfect timing uses stealth, but I would definitely allow perfect timing to be used in this instance
Okay. So that gives me 13
with three dice.
plus three dice. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for it.
All right.
Save the momentum for everybody else.
So here's my question for those of you that automatically get extra dice. If you wanted to hold your from a manipulating the mechanics standpoint, you guys could hold your roll for a moment and let the people who are spending momentum go to allow you to
Yeah, because
regenerate
if
it.
we generate
Yeah,
momentum, it's wasted.
Yeah.
that's right. Yep.
Smart, good advice. So I guess that means me.
Everybody gets one.
Very dangerous. You go first.
That's right.
Well, I got a 10 total. You want me to go first? Or, uh,
Well, I'm probably gonna fail, so
okay.
maybe I should go first to see what's gonna happen.
Don't
All
worry,
right. Well,
Con. We're right behind you.
use three momentum and get two more extra dice, so you'll have four dice total
If we ever get into any
Fantastic.
serious combat, I'll be right behind you every step of the
behind you
way.
every step. You're on the death list now, Winger.
That's right.
Oh, holy crap!
Wow. Wow.
Every
Look at
dog
that.
has his day.
Look at that roll. You got
Well, I
two of
got
the
four
momentum
dice.
back. You're back at five. Um, Khan with a sense of cat-like reflexes none of you ever expected out of the man darts across this 10 yards, avoiding falling rock by the
By the skin of my turban.
that's right and uh, and slides into the protection of the next gate.
Not bad for an
Henry's
old man, eh?
jaw.
What?
Henry's jaw is wide open in
Yeah.
disbelief.
Slim looks
There's even
back at
some
those two. He says, well, sometimes even a blind hog finds an acorn.
All right, who's next?
That was one of your more tame ones. More normal, shall we say. Yeah, who's going next? You guys have five momentum.
Yeah, I'll go. I've got let's see, a total of 10. You think I should use any momentum or just kind of go for it?
No, you should use at least one momentum to get
All
an
right.
extra die.
Yeah, I'll use. All right, we'll do that.
All right, so you're at four. Three dice, difficulty one.
Yep. Agility, athletics. Wait a minute. Did I do this right? Three dice.
All right, Slim, here's the question.
Yeah.
You may, if you like, you may use a fortune point to re-roll any number of dice in a failed roll.
Um. All right. I'm I'm judging from your tone earlier that that would be a good idea.
I'm I'm saying nothing. I'm just offering the possibility.
Yes, I will re-roll one
All right.
using the fortune point. So
All
I'm
right.
just rolling a straight d20, right?
No, 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 no. You
Oh,
you you get to re-roll any number of dice. So
oh, any
You
number
get
of
to
dice.
re-roll
Oh,
them all.
yeah. So just lose a fortune point and re-roll all three dice.
all right. Oh, that's good.
Evil GM making you guys use all your fortune. Oh, look at that. There he goes.
Amazing.
Yeah. So Slim steps out. He probably gets like 6 feet out, like two strides, and a huge rock almost crushes his skull in before he leaps and somersaults to the side and scampers across.
I just love the thought of him like going 6 feet out and narrowly being missed. Then he comes back into the into the hallway. uh,
Comes back
yeah,
and goes, "Okay, now I'm gonna go."
now I'm gonna go. We do, we do.
Yeah, that's right.
So you got to use a fortune too.
Yeah.
All right, who's next?
All right, Walter, what's your target score?
Let's see. I got agility 9. What did we say? It was.
Athletics with a running focus.
No, I mean if we're using the just in
Oh,
time.
oh, stealth. I'm
Stealth,
sorry.
stealth, stealth. Yeah, so I got a 3, a 9, but only in camouflage for stealth. So yeah, my target's 12.
And you get 3 dice because you get your first die for free, right?
Your
That's
first
right.
bonus
Yeah.
die, yeah.
So I should probably go next. Huh?
All right, go for it.
All right, here we go. Get my talent. So, actually, I do just roll. Yeah, I rolled agility, 3 dice, correct?
Yep.
Relevant skill, stealth, and no focus.
Oh, no problem.
Nice.
Maxes out your momentum at 6. All right, Mr. Baker.
Okay. Agility, 3 dice. Relevant skill. Stealth. You've got 6 momentum. I could even burn 2 momentum and get another die.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause-
if you're
Probably
Well,
just going to earn it
I'm
right
already
back.
down to. Go ahead.
I would say you're probably just going to earn it right back.
Yeah. Plus, I'm also down uh, to 2 fortune points, so I don't want to have to use a fortune point after the fact. So I'm going to do that again. Okay. So I'm going to use 2 to get my another die. So I have 4.
All right.
Relevant skill is stealth. Focus, no focus. Difficulty. Oh, every single one.
Well, you got the
Okay.
momentum back.
So we're back to 6.
Yep.
Wow, dude,
And I'm back to 11 threat. Thank you.
he did a cartwheel
So-
on his
Oh
run.
my god, 11th thread.
A pirouette,
Actually,
cartwheel in a
Henry just like steps out and watches the rocks come down, steps to the side as each one, and he just casually walks across, stepping left, right.
oh, that's
he
so
memorizes
awesome.
he memorizes the pattern.
No, he's just quick enough and good enough that he can watch them come down and
course.
gauge exactly where they're going to be, and just steps out of the way, walks across.
That's great. I love that.
All right. So you all make it, and as you pass through the corridor, you see the next gate ahead. Um, the last 10 feet of the granite paving on either side of the on either side of the road is lined with some sort of statue. There's 4 of them on each side. Um, and as you look at them, you realize that they're not statues at all. They almost seem to be some sort of bizarre, strange taxidermy experiment. These statues stand on all fours, They have the head of a crocodile, but they have the mane and front legs of lions, and the back half and hindquarters and rear legs are those of a hippopotamus, and they're
Very
huge.
cool.
Each one is 10 or 12 feet tall.
Kyle
There's
knows what these are, but Slim does not.
gotcha. Yeah, there's four of them on each side of the wall, on each side of the road. Excuse me. In like I said, in the last 10 feet or so leading to the next gate.
I'd like to make a reason academia occultism roll to see
Uh,
if I remember what these
you
are.
you can do that, or you can burn a point of momentum and just ask the question because you're at six. Up
All
to you.
right. Uh, yeah, I'll roll just to
Okay.
like. Oh well, that could is 11 the max threat you can
Oh
have.
no, there is no max.
Oh well, fuck that then. Yeah, let's we'll burn a we'll burn a momentum to ask.
Very good. Uh, these are known as the Ammut, the Eaters of the Dead. They are, yeah, that's what they're called. They're underworld guardians, um, known for known for attacking those that should not be where they are, or what have you, and they're renowned for their persistence once they've determined who they're going after.
Okay. Well, so far we've proven that we're supposed to be here because we've passed the tests. Um, but
Which one is this? Is this the fifth one or the sixth one?
This is gate number 5.
Is it the first one? The Senate
Truth.
table, truth, the Senate table, the will
Yep.
roll. Yeah, this is gate six.
Wait, no, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
then you
thought
had
I thought gate 1 was truth.
yeah,
Gate 2 was the Senate
right,
1. Gate 3 was the will.
yeah.
Gate 4 was the rocks.
No, gate four was the strength roll.
Oh, gate 4. I missed one.
Yep. So this is gate six.
um, is there anything in my knowledge from either burning that or just something I would know as to the method that they would address the transgression of somebody not supposed to be there?
Um, Not specifically. That would probably vary from gate to gate.
No, I was just thinking about
Well,
these particular beings. You know, like do they do we know how they go after things that aren't supposed to be there?
Oh,
well, I
claws
can
and big
imagine.
pointy teeth.
Oh, so
Yeah,
it's
lion.
melee. Okay, it's not some kind of weird. Okay.
Yeah,
Crocs have big pointed teeth.
Yeah, so
big
I get
pointy
that
teeth.
Lions
part.
have claws, and the hippo could probably trample you.
Okay, or shit on you.
Wind blows, fire burns. Oh, sorry.
I mean, I there's nothing prompting us to do anything. It's just these 8 dudes standing on either side, correct?
Yeah.
Uh,
So,
Screw it. I don't know unless somebody has a better idea. I might just. Well, let me back up. I'm not the most athletic to get out of trouble, but is this one where we want to just start scrolling and see what happens?
well, if we have to use weapons, what
Yeah.
weapons do we have again? Henry has a bow and arrow, and Slim has a sword.
I thought
Um,
Henry had a giant golden knife. Is what I.
No, he has a bow.
no,
You
Okay.
have the
Yeah,
Kopesh. One of you does have a bronze dagger.
that's me.
Yeah, and
Um,
then Khan has a bow
I
as
have a
well.
bow as well. Yeah.
that really super strong bronze material for melee weapons. uh, yeah, so I guess
I
you
guess what
want
I'm trying to say is if we have to fight, if if you approach the gate and then these guys come into action, the issue is that um, bows are ranged weapons.
Right, right.
So
Yeah,
to
we're
be effective, we have to be back away a little bit so we can shoot if we
well
have to shoot.
for sure. So I think it
But
should be me or Slim. No, Slim's got a bow. So was it me or
No, Slim
Con?
has a
no,
sword.
Slim's he has a
Slim's
sword.
got a sword. So
Yep.
Slim, maybe you're a little more athletic. Maybe you should go first. I'll be right behind you.
Every step of the way.
Yep, I'll keep your six.
Okay. Now you really think these things are going to be jumping out?
We don't know. We just must be prepared.
Why
All
else
right.
are they here?
All right. All right. And he like grips the sword in some sort of completely laughable grip, right? Like he's like a baseball bat or something. And he's like creep. He's creeping along the road and sort of like looking back and forth to these statues as he's creeping along. But he's just gonna slowly make his way up the road.
All right. As you start to reach and you're glancing back and forth, they're as you start to walk between them, their eyes open, uh, and they glow with a slitted red malevolence. Their mouths open slightly, and you can smell their breath. It reeks of the carnal house.
Easy, girls. I'm just here to pass through.
So you, sir, get to make the roll since you're there. Uh, you are going to make a will resilience with
Okay.
fortitude as a focus if you have it.
Okay. So I'm at a 10. I'm gonna buy a
Right.
die on this one.
All right, so that puts you at
Good
four
plan.
momentum and three dice. Okay,
Okay.
difficulties one. Yeah, all right, gain the momentum back. They don't seem to react to you as you walk through, glancing back and forth from one to the other. You feel their eyes following you, but they don't do anything. And then you make it past the last set and get to the next gate.
Lucky they got gators in Poland.
They do not, my friend Slim.
Well,
Cthulhu.
when we get out of here, you got to try one of them steaks.
Oh, I imagine it tastes like chicken.
uh, well, I suppose. And he
I
looks
look,
back at the group with the sword in one hand and like waves everybody in.
all right. I look forward to the day, Slim. I will follow you now. And so Pilecki starts walking forward.
All right. So will resilience with fortitude. Difficulty one.
Will,
You have five momentum.
will, okay, development skill, resilience. I have fortitude. I do not. Does not apply to this. Difficulty one. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a straight roll and see what happens. All right.
All right. Yeah. Very good.
Well done.
Put your momentum back to six. Next.
All right. Henry's going to go next. And his target number is only 9.
Ooh.
So I'm going to use 3 momentum and buy 2 dice.
All right.
So it's will.
Yep.
The skill doesn't matter really because it's resilience where I have a 0.
Oh boy.
No focus.
Literally trying to get by on straight willpower, huh?
Look at that. Made the payment pay off because One success out of four dice.
Wow. All right, Con, you're up.
What's our
So our
momentum?
momentum's down to two, you said?
No, you're at three.
Oh, three.
And you said will and resilience. That puts me at 12. Should I just roll it?
Uh, why don't you use one momentum? You might generate it back. So you get an extra die.
Okay, that is what I will do.
Ah, all right.
See? Got it back.
Yep, yep.
Good
So that
advice.
puts you back at four. All right. Um, all right. So you all slide by.
Well, this ain't so hard, gentlemen.
All right.
Hey, Fleck,
Gate number
what's
Gate
next?
number
seven.
seven.
Gate number seven. As you guys approach, it appears directly in front of you. A set of scales, but they're huge. Each scale is probably 3 feet across. In the right scale, there's an object, a feather. Looks very similar to the feather that what was his name, Elroth used to stir the water in the well. And
Wow.
then the left scale is empty.
I believe we're supposed to weigh our souls, aren't we?
Hmm.
Isn't that the Egyptian tradition?
You tell me.
Well,
That's cool. That's
I
super
could make
cool.
a roll, but all right, Con will climb into the scale.
All right. So Khan, tell me for a moment, what truly are your motivations for coming here and being on this mission?
To save mankind and fight against evil. This is the path of the true warrior. I am a servant of the secret fire.
As you climb onto the scale, it it starts to tip down for just a moment under your weight, then it tips back up, and then it evens out. You seem to, shockingly, you seem to weigh as much as an ostrich feather. That diet of yours must be working.
I eat a lot of chickpeas.
Good fiber.
um, and you feel a sudden you feel a sudden urging to pass through the next gate.
Then I shall.
All right.
Look, guys, my soul is lighter than a feather.
Uh, and he looks back at Slim looks back at the others, and he says, "What exactly are we weighing here?"
Your intentions, my friend, your intentions. And I move towards the scale and climb in.
All right.
Okay.
So, Walter Pilecki, what what exactly is your purpose on this mission?
Pilecki looks down grimly and he says, I have looked into the darkness, I have looked into the void, and I wish to protect this world and all in it from what I have seen.
All right. Yeah, yeah. The scales accept you. You may pass.
He climbs out and follows in.
All right. Slim or Baker, who's going next?
Well,
I think you should go next, Slim. My soul is not so light as a feather.
I think Henry's going to need to buy some dice.
where does that leave you? Well, what'll happen if you're too fat for that thing? And all right, so Slim Slim like shuffles up and he he like looks around and he stakes the sword in the sand before he gets in and tries to like unweigh himself as much as possible.
Take it off his clothes.
he like he clears his throat and he makes eye contact with Sing and then he gets into the scale.
All right.
Khan will nod, like you got this.
So, uh, let's talk about Slim's motivations and the reason for being involved in all this.
All right. So is this a verbal
Well, it's an
thing
inner
or is this like
monologue.
sort of inner monologue?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think in Slim's mind's eye, he is terrified because he's like a career criminal, sort of a ne'er do well, right? And he he's really worried about embarrassing himself in front of the team, especially Sing. He gets up there and like all this stuff starts swimming through his head. He thinks about um, being the driver, the getaway driver in this bank robbery in Alpine, Texas, years ago, and he remembers like sitting in the car and like his buddies with masks over their face get in with these bags of money or whatever, and we see a police chase and maybe it cuts to like a court scene and we see it like a profoundly embarrassed and shameful young Slim in front of the court delivered a mandate that he's got to do this or else he's going to prison. But then I think we see scenes of Slim, in boot camp later, in later with the crew, with the agents, and we see Slim like sitting down in front of Singh while he's meditating, asking him how it's possible to fight the servants of darkness. And I think we see Slim like taking that so-called amulet in his hand and nodding to Singh and believing that he's here by accident, but maybe he can do some good.
All right.
Redemption.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you're going through these images in your head, the you feel you're like a hint like you're falling as the scale starts to tip towards the ground. But as you get towards the end, it's as if a counterweight is placed on the other side. You lift back up. You open your eyes and you find the scale even with the ostrich feather scale, and you feel that weight lifted. You can move on.
Wow, he like shimmies out of the scale and maybe wipes the sweat from his brow and grabs his sword and walks slowly over to the others. And he nods at Singh.
Khan will embrace him.
I wasn't so sure about that.
You were the only one.
And he returns the embrace, and then he looks back and he says, "All right, Baker. If it took me, it'll take you."
Baker's like,
Henry strides up. There's nothing for it. He steps up onto the scale.
All right. And what is Henry's what is Henry's inner monologue and history and reasoning and all that look like?
Well, Henry begins to recollect how, after the First World War, he did what he could to survive, but the war had changed him. He had changed from a young man who had his life to live, all everything ahead of him, all kinds of possibilities, and it was all twisted and ruined. The world was no longer the same. He further recollected back during the war. He and his fellows were forced to attack across the trenches through no man's land, through barbed wire barricades on a suicide mission. They all knew it was a suicide mission, yet they were ordered to go anyway by the Hauptmann. The Hauptmann even went so far as to pull his hand, his sidearm, and point it at people if they didn't go. He assured that just one strong push and they would be through the enemy trenches, and that they had a special weapon that would help them. So they went over the side and started moving through no man land. Machine gun fire was cutting everybody down just as they knew it would. And then the secret weapon was fired, and it was poison gas. It covered friend and foe alike. They didn't really care. His officers didn't care that some of the gas was hitting their men. He had on his he did was able to don the special equipment they gave him. He didn't understand why they didn't ask him to put it on before they went over. But as he put this mask on and this breathing gear on, he realized he could hardly see. That's why. Those guys made them go across the line without their masks on, knowing that this could happen. He made his way to the first trench, and he saw in horror men laying in the bottom of the trench with no eyes in their eye sockets. The mucous membranes had been completely destroyed. Everyone was this weird color, and they lay dying in the trenches. But when the wind blew and cleared the gas, that was just the first trench, and the enemy formed a counterattack. And as there were only 8 to 10 men left out of two companies, 80 men strong, they retreated back. And he never forgot what that day, he never forgot those officers that forced them to go, and forever changed him into who he would become in the future. And his motivation on this trip is to keep, because he was largely forced into this. He was largely forced into this company, but his goal now is to keep these other three men safe while they figure out what's going on and keep the world safe from these fascists.
Wow, that was dark.
Yeah, awesome.
uh, you all watch as Henry sits on this scale, and his clearly his something weighs heavily on his soul because the scale tips and it tips and it tips, almost to the point where it almost touches the sand. It's it's hovering maybe an inch over the ground before
Can
finally
I
it's
interrupt you?
sure.
Sorry, that may have seemed rather strange, but at this moment where it appears that he is going to like hit bottom, um, Khan will say, "We must help him. We must tell the scales what he has done in the days since his horrible trials. Come, join me." He'll close his eyes and think of all the times Henry has saved his life or saved the lives of others.
Ooh, I like it. I like that.
That's awesome.
And go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, yeah, Slim thinks about like all the times where like he was about to do something stupid, and Baker like holds him back. Baker all is always like looking out for him, And then he thinks about like the night in Vienna when he was drinking alone in the bar, and he thought he saw Baker in the back watching over him.
Khan
Nice.
will think of the time that Baker snuck into the enemy camp by himself to try to, save other people's lives, and what courage that must have taken, a willingness to lay his life down for others.
You guys are fantastic. Um, the at the scale, as you guys are remembering, going through these memories, and the scale begins to tip back the other direction. Finally, it comes to rest, even both scales even with each other, and Henry knows he can pass.
Nice job, guys.
Yeah, wow. So Slim shakes Baker's hand, and he says, "I can't believe that a Yank from Ohio is light as a feather."
It must be all this Egyptian food has not set well with me.
I ever tell you about Gator Baker? And then it walks off, and he's just mumbling, rambling.
Um, what's interesting is the What's interesting is the game wants me to make you guys roll coordination plus agility to see if you can even balance on the scale, and I'm just like,
Boring.
yeah,
This was so much better.
exactly. I'm like, no,
Oh my
forget that. That's bullshit. That's that's a useless mechanic for no reason. Um,
I would have nailed that though.
By the way, thanks. I've been looking for an opportunity to filter in Henry's backstory.
oh, absolutely.
Good. Nice. Yeah, very nice.
That's very
Why
cool.
he hate why he hates in general he hates officers in general, but German ones in particular.
That's
Although
very
you
cool.
guys aren't supposed to know, but apparently you got the idea. I said Hauptmann instead of captain.
So as you guys pass through the gate, and that was gate number 7, and shockingly, the next gate, um, there are mummies standing around it, just like the first couple that you saw. But nothing happens as you approach. And in fact, the next several gates all act that way. There doesn't seem to be any further tests, which maybe on some level begs the question as to why there are 12. Um, but you pass through the 11th, and instead of the sandy, sand covered granite road that leads to the next gate, you instead stand on the shores of a lake. The water kind of reflects back a glassy black, and you can't see into it. And in the middle of the lake is a small island upon which is a building, what appears to be at this distance a temple. Uh, and there's a small boat, large enough for all four of you, probably large enough for a few more people if you had more people with you. Um, with a pair of long poles, 20, 30 foot poles next to it on the shore of the on your side of the lake.
I have to
The
admit,
lake is
I'm
I'm sorry, real quick.
okay.
The
Mhm.
lake is very the area around the lake is very green, like an oasis. There's willow and palm trees everywhere. Go ahead.
Well, Slim says, "I can't believe how many lakes, rivers, and boats there are in the desert." he's, he's, what is with this? What's with these oars? And seen like a pole sort of thing before. All right, we going across,
We're going across, my friend.
and
Too late to turn back.
I suppose so.
All right.
Gear up, and Slim's like, now how do we use these things? He's fighting with it.
How big are the boats? Can all four of us fit in
Oh
one?
yeah, 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 yeah. There's a single boat, and it's large enough probably
A
for six
single
or
boat.
eight people. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna pull our way across in our little reed boat or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
that's an indication that it's shallow, Slim.
Oh, I see. I see. And he's like, I'm just like one of those gondolas. And
Slim's fantastic.
he's
Ah, solo mio.
The journey across the lake is shockingly easy. The poles go down into the water and touch bottom, and the boat just seems to slide across. Could I get an insight observation test um, with vision as a focus?
Sight. Isn't sight?
Yeah, sight. Sorry, same thing.
Sight.
Sight, vision, what have you.
Uh, who's got the best observation?
it's
Okay,
insane.
I don't know. Hold on a second. I might.
My
Mine's really
insight
high.
observation is only 12, but I
Mine-
have a sight focus.
Mine's 15, but I don't have sight.
And this is certainly an assist situation. One of you can make the roll, and then for two dice, and the other can make a roll with one die as an assist.
Why don't we do Sing as primary and Baker as secondary then?
Okay.
All right. All right. Sing has a success. And Baker has none. So you note that as your poles sink into the water and push the boat across, the surface of the lake itself does not even seem to. There's no ripples. Like when you put something in water, the water ripples, right? The boat doesn't even seem to create a wake as it crosses the river or the lake, um, which is certainly very odd. But something a bit more concerning. You catch a glimpse, uh, not quite on the far side of the lake, because obviously you can't see it for the temple on the island, but a good distance down the shore to the left, there is a black robed figure. He's on the shore of the lake, he's not on the island in the middle, but quite a distance away, several hundred feet, just standing there.
Did you call this out to us? Sing?
Yes, absolutely. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that was
Right.
me, but yeah.
Will?
Look, oh, there is a figure on the bank. He appears to be watching us.
Maybe this feller's another test.
I do not like the look of him. Does he look like he belongs here, or does he look like another traveler?
Oh, now that's a question, isn't it?
Indeed.
Um, um, you can use Insight Academia with occultism if you'd like to roll.
Yes, please.
Oh, look at that.
Hmm. 2 dice, 3 successes. How does he do it? Nobody knows.
Your sharp inspector's eyes kind of roam over the
I,
figure
s-
for a
I
moment.
spy the Timex on his wrist.
Yeah, that's right. Um, this being belongs nowhere.
Ah, well, shit.
The hairs on the back of your neck stand
Oh
up,
no.
or they would if it weren't for your collar of your. Well, you guys are wearing white robes, but that's okay. Um, and a a name, or rather a title, comes to mind as the figure actually turns and walks off through the green and towards the desert. And you are certain that you just spotted the Black Pharaoh, Nyarlathotep himself.
Oof.
Oh my god.
By Indra, there walks death.
Well, come on now. We defeated all the rest of them, and I've been itching to use this sword.
No, Slim. Against this foe, we are powerless.
And Slim gets nervous at Singh's assessment. Oh, okay. You want me to turn the boat back?
Well, you did say he's walking away from us now.
Yes, he is. He's passing through the green of the oasis, and he reaches the desert, and he walks off into the desert and disappears.
Pilecki becomes very pensive and quiet, sitting inside the boat, just staring into the distance.
We must continue. Let us hope that that foul being does not wish us harm.
Let's hope he's just looking for a chess game or wants to weigh us.
If he did, is there anything we could do about it?
I'll do something about it.
The the boat reaches the far shore, and just seems to almost pull itself up on the shore, and you're standing in front of a temple, surrounded by willow trees. Uh, there is a there is another one of these just open gates in front of you, and there is a red glow that is emanating from the far side of that doorway.
Hey, can we take a quick break?
Yeah. Let's make it quick, cause yeah, let's make it quick.
We've been going an hour and a half. When do we have to finish? When do we
Well,
have to
that
stop?
was my thing. I looking at what I should have mentioned this at the beginning. Looking at what I have to do this afternoon, I've got probably another 20-30 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, let's take a real 3 or 4 minute break instead of a 8 or 10 minute 4 minute break.
Yep, I'm in.
All right.
Sounds good. Sharif, you back? All right.
I'm back, Marty.
All right.
Hey, gang. At some point, it doesn't have to be today. We should probably touch base about how y'all want to handle the holidays and all that.
That is a valid statement. Um, I am good for next week, the 19th. I am not good for the 26th. I have to work. And then
Okay.
I should be good for the second.
Okay.
Back to normal.
Roger.
I
I'm
think
taking
I'll
a
be
bunch.
okay for the same schedule.
Okay. Yes, 19th. No 26th, and then whatever the second.
Yeah.
We're good. Okay.
So we said the 19th.
Yeah, we're good for that.
Yeah. Okay, but not the 26th.
Correct.
Okay.
Sharif and Jim, if you guys want to get together and paint, I'm taking off like 2 weeks over the holidays, so if there's a
Oh,
day or
sweet.
something. Yeah.
Actually,
Oh,
you know what? Alyssa has been getting back into it a lot, and she asked if she could paint with you and I. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, we'll have to have a painting party. I'm also going to crack open Dark Tower again. Kyle, you haven't played it yet, but maybe Sharif can join us. And
quite enjoyable.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great. It's a great. Yeah, it's the tower's a little gimmicky, but it's a gimmicky fun. So
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm
uh,
in.
And I officially put well, you can't say it like that because I'm going to do a final pass on everything, but that's not going to take very long. But I'm basically done with this year and a half long Blood Rage painting project. I just need to, like I said, a little bit of finishing touches here and there and put some magnetizing stuff on the bases and in the box, and it's ready to play.
very cool.
Hell yes.
Very cool.
All right. Well, we can compare notes. I think everyone's back, right? Or
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. I don't know how you want to finish off the last 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. So you're, like I said, you're standing in front of this open gateway that leads into the temple, and the far end seems to be lit by a red glow.
Now, anyone know what's in here exactly?
Is that in a, should we do an academia occultism thing?
I can do that. Yeah, let me see if there's any. I guess it would be. I'd be looking for any pattern in the tests so far that match any kind of occultism that I might know.
Okay.
If that's okay, if that's appropriate.
Yeah, this one's gonna be difficulty 3.
Okay.
As an occult scholar myself, may I assist him?
You may roll
Okay.
one die.
And I'll buy another die, one die with momentum. Thank
Okay.
you for telling us it's hard. So yeah, dice three, relevant skill would be academia, and
What's the difficulty?
3.
wait, no, it's it is academia, right? Isn't it
Yeah.
academia? Yeah,
You can
academia.
use academia or occultism, which would if you have a focus in either.
Oh, I
Oh yeah,
see.
academia. Yes, I'm sorry. It is academia with
Yeah, with the
occultism
focus.
focus. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Got my wires crossed. So wow.
One success only.
Yeah. Yeah. And Con rolled a 16. What's your target number, Con? Like 15 or something?
Well, let me see. Insight's 12, academia is 3 is 15, and I have an occultism focus.
Yeah. No good. So
No good.
no, you're sure that this is the final test, the final gate, but
But you don't
what
know. Yeah.
that means you don't know.
Fortune will let you re-roll everything.
Yeah.
let's do that.
Okay.
Oh, actually, wait a second. I do. I have. Yes, I do have two fortunes, so I'm going to do that.
Should I
I just
reroll as
want to
well,
know what we're.
or just
I
him?
just want to know what we're getting into.
No,
That's
he'd be
the
the
idea.
only one that would reroll. You'd have to
Gotcha.
spend a fortune point to reroll your die, and I doubt you think that's worth it.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So I got one success, so I'm going to roll two dice.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yep,
Okay, so we'll roll. So I only put two in there.
correct.
And focus.
Hey, I
Yes.
have a question. When
Okay.
does it only lets him re-roll? He can't buy momentum to get another one.
No, he could. He could
Use,
spend two more momentum to get a third die on the new roll. Yeah, that would put you guys at three.
Yeah.
well, that's the question whether it's worth it or not.
Well, if this is the last gate, then I think it's worth it, right? So
Okay.
do that. We'll do three dice.
Okay.
Relevant skill, academia, focus, yes. Come on, no wins. Motherfucker!
Yeah. No bueno.
The gods have spoken.
Uh,
I think
yeah,
they
I guess Walter took his gummy pills this morning by accident instead of his smarty pills. So he's, gentlemen, this must be the last gate, but there's something that I know about it. I just can't retrieve it from my memory. We must just forge forward.
Well, yeah, there's only one way to find out.
All right.
let's go.
As you guys pass into the darkened corridor, uh, and it's about 20 feet long. As you come closer to the end, that red glow becomes more apparent. You enter into or you exit, I should say, into a wide sandy courtyard that's open to the sky. On the far side of that courtyard is a statue, um, perhaps representative of a pharaoh. You're not certain. And that statue has its hands lifted above its head. And in its hands must be the object you seek. I'm going to show you a picture of it. Um, if I can, if I had the right damn folder open. Uploading, uploading, uploading.
Ooh.
What at first appears to be made entirely of gold, you realize is not. The center of it is actually a large golden crystal, and there are veins of red metal woven in throughout, and in fact, it's these that are glowing.
Hey now, it's just like that snaked in. Baker grabbed it before. Was there some trick to that?
Uh, I think there was a tremendous amount of luck.
You always say that.
Can I get an inside observation test with a hearing focus? Difficulty
Absolutely.
one?
All of us?
From everyone.
Sure, everybody can do it.
We all have ears.
Classic. Absolutely classic.
So, all right. As yeah, as you guys start to discuss how you're going to go about this, there is you start to a couple of you start to notice there's kind of a rumbling sound. It seems to be in the distance, but it grows closer and closer, almost uh, and it almost seems to be coming from everywhere. And you get the distinct impression that it almost sounds like sounds like a train.
A stampede? Is this Jumanji?
The ground starts to shake,
Gentlemen, we should make haste.
Make haste with what? You want me to grab this thing?
and then the sandy ground between you and the sun statue, the sun that the statue's holding, explodes upward in a huge plume and cloud of dust and dirt and rock, and this enormous, for lack of a better word, this enormous thing appears out of the ground. It looks like a giant worm. When I say giant, I mean it's got to be 30, 40 foot long at least, and you know, fat and disgusting like like an enormous grub. It seems to have these sort of like flower petals over its head, and they peel back to reveal a, a frightening, terrifying face with fangs. I'm going to show you a picture.
I like pictures. I don't like pictures. I don't like pictures.
I, I take it back. I take it back.
Oh my god.
Um, so I am going to make a damage roll. Oh, I'm just going to pick. I just need a character sheet. Damage dice. 5. Submit.
Damage dice. Oh no.
Alright. You each take 2 damage. It is mental stress damage. So if you have courage, you can reduce the damage by the amount of your courage.
By the amount of courage? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you have 3 courage,
You're
you
good.
don't take any?
Correct.
So do I recognize this as Miss Whitmore? As your box is revealed?
Absolutely not. You have no idea what this is.
Wouldn't that have been nuts? It's her final form.
Oh, man.
And in
Back
fact,
Slim.
did anybody take actually any damage?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
I mean,
I gotta open.
you said 3 damage, right?
2.
Oh, 2. So yeah, I took 1. Yeah.
I have the courageous talent, I believe.
Ah, gotcha.
Oh, hold on. Let's see. Okay. All right.
Look at this thing. It's got like human faces on its back.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god, I didn't see that before.
That is terrifying.
Now the only question, I think, to be honest, as you guys might guess, this would be combat. So I'm thinking that maybe this is probably the right spot to stop,
Yeah. Yeah,
rather than get into this fight.
perhaps.
Um, so yeah. Next-
Awesome. Awesome
Right, that
session.
was a good one.
Some really awesome moments.
Really fun.
Yeah,
Until next week.
yeah, this was good. I'm glad we did this. This was a lot of fun. And no, you guys were great, especially on the scales. That was wonderful. I really appreciate all that. So,
That was fun. Good session, Marty.
thanks. We'll see you guys next week.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
See you
right.
next week, guys.
Later.